A visit to the Hamptons usually evokes a sense of nostalgia for history in anyone who visits. A drive around the neighborhood, a walk through the city center, and numerous houses reveals the past of this area and hints at it. One way to learn more about the old times in the Hamptons is to visit some of the properties and buildings preserved by the East Hampton Historical Society. To be clear, the Hamptons is not one place, but a collection of old towns, villages, and towns on the southeastern peninsula. In the late 19th century, rail service on Long Island expanded. Wealthy New Yorkers, seeking to escape the sweltering city heat, began to seek refuge on the bright white beaches of the South Fork. The hedge-rowed oceanfront estates they built throughout the 20th century can cost up to 9 figures today. The Hamptons is home to many communities. Historically, it was dedicated to agriculture and fishing. 3 commercial vineyards also operate in the Hamptons. As of 2015, commercial and infill residential development continues, and the Hamptons remains a vacation spot for the wealthy. The history of the peninsula began about 400 years ago, when William Alexander, the future Viscount of Canada, divided New England north of Cape Cod into 20 fiefs. Pretty soon, maps began showing place names that modern Hamptons would recognize. William Wood's 1634 map shows Strawberry Bank and Boresht. Already in 1892, the Atlas of Cities was created. From his publishing house in Boston, Massachusetts, historian Dwayne Hamilton had produced dozens of works on New York and New England history. Maps of Hampton and Hampton Beach appear in an 1892 atlas, published by Heard, the last private map of its type to include the names of Hampton residents and the location of real estate. You are probably wondering, where can you go? 1. Sag Harbor, charming and lively port town. Sky-high masts rise from the harbor where whaling ships once moored, and its sheltered waters offer excellent spots to rake the seabed for shellfish. 2. East Hampton Maritime Museum. This is a great place to learn about local fishing and maritime history. Before tourism dominated the Hamptons' economy, fishing was one of the few sources of local trade and employment. Although its importance as a driver of the local economy has diminished, it remains an important part of the lives of many residents. Visitors are often unaware of this part of Long Island's past and are unaware that a significant fishing industry still exists here. 3. Farm Mulford. The property and building are a rare, authentic example of an early English colonial farming community. The house was originally built in 1680. Although several changes were made over the next 70 years of its existence, its structure is the same today as it was in 1750. Mulford Farm also has a wonderful garden, one of only 3 such gardens on the Historical Society grounds, lovingly tended by the East Hampton Garden Club. 4. Mashomack Reserve, Hampton, New York. It occupies a vast expanse of 2039 acres that is home to magnificent intertwining tidal creeks, farms, shorelines, and farmland, with numerous hiking trails to explore. This is a great place for hikers. During the summer months, you can see many unusual species of butterflies, birds, and fish. Blue pincer crabs also live here. Conscience Point National Wildlife Refuge, located in Southampton, is a great alternative for those looking for an area of the same type. 6. Cycling in the Hamptons. This is the most efficient way to get to know the tiny towns of the Hamptons and create your own personal experience. There are plenty of places where you can rent bikes and tour the cities on your own. This will allow you to experience the charming aspects of the surrounding communities. Cycle down John Lane for breathtaking ocean views, as well as beautiful houses. Immediately, you most likely had a question, but how expensive is life in such conditions? Residential property prices in the Hamptons are some of the highest in the U.S. As of 2015, the real estate market has been very strong, with prices rising for both buyers and sellers of homes, as well as rentals. Historically, properties south of Highway 27, the Hamptons' main thoroughfare, have been valued more highly. The land south of Highway 27 is closer to the ocean, and the road served as a marker of social position and land valuation. The most expensive areas are located south of the highway, and most of all in the so-called real estate areas of Southampton Village, Watermill, Bridgehampton, Sagaponack, and East Hampton Village. In 2015, according to Business Insider, zip code 11,962, covering Sagaponack, was listed by real estate listing website Property Shark as the most expensive in the U.S., with an average home sale price of $5,125,000. But there is also good news. In 2019, according to Tim Davis and the Financial Times, home prices in the Hamptons fell 19.3% in the first quarter, while the median selling price for a single-family home was $860,000.